Now on YouTube, it's time for some alternative commentary action with the Commentary Hub.
There's headed by Marina, and it's 2-1 to Arsenal.
Look at that pass! Goal for Manchester City!
Takes this corner, whips it in, it's headed and it's a goal, and it's that man, Gabriel.
Liverpool have equalised. Lovely improvisational touch from Curtis Jones.
Oh, what a goal! Wow, take it out! Good evening and welcome along to the UEFA Nations League encounter. It's Greece against Scotland, taking place at the Karaiskakis Stadium, the home of Olympiacos, for tonight's UEFA Nations League Play-Off encounter. First leg this evening, we've just heard the national anthem of Scotland, just doing the national anthem of the host nation of this game tonight, Greece. I can tell you that there's no Ryan Christie tonight for Scotland. He is suspended, and all the match officials, including those providing VAR tonight, are all from Germany. We'll give you those in a few moments, and also we'll give you the two lineups very, very shortly. This first leg time will kick off at 7:45 UK time, and I'll be Russ and getting you through the action here. And over on the main TC Up channel right now, and Focus on Football and Storm FM, there is coverage of alternative audio commentary on Italy versus Germany with your match commentator Paul James over there, and I'll keep reminding you about that, and I'll keep reminding you what the score is throughout. And that is a quarter-final tie in the Nations League this evening. We'll wait for kick-off in this tie this evening. I just want to say a warm welcome. A big congratulations, let's say, to Japan, who become the first side outside the host nations to qualify for the 2026 FIFA World Cup. Let's take a look then, in a moment or two, at the two sides between these Nations League. Scotland trying to stay in the top tier, Greece trying to be promoted. As we look at the sides then, is Karaiskakis in goal for Greece. Lazaros Rota, Mavropanos, Karaiskakis, and Liverpool Tsimikas starts at left back. Siopis and Mantelos, the captain in midfield. Former Norwich man Christoph Zolis starts on the left wing of the midfield, with Gontasilias in the middle, and on the other side is Georgios Mazarouas and UNL in the attack, and Mantelos the captain, while Siopis in front of the back four. In the Scotland ranks, the captain for them, as I can see here, is Andy Robertson. The referee is from Germany. Tobias Styler is the man in the middle tonight. I'll go through the rest of the match officials again in just a moment or two. And let's run you through the Scottish side now, picked by Steve Clarke. It is Gordon in goal. It's Nelson, Suter, Anley and Watson the captain. Gilmore and McLean in midfield, with McGinn, McTominay and Ferguson behind. Adams up front. On the bench, Kelly Slicker, Tierney, Wilson, Conway, Hendry, Porteous, McKenna, Nesbitt, George Hurst, Miller, Johnston. No Ryan Christie suspended tonight for Scotland. Dimitris Yanulis, the former Norwich man, is on the bench, as is Dimitris Pelkas, who's a great striker, as is Newcastle United's Odysseus Blackademos, who used to be at Nottingham Forest as well. He's now in Newcastle, who won the Carabao Cup at the weekend in Blackademos. So just about to get underway then in this UEFA Nations League Play-Off match. We're spinning to get you through the action in this game tonight. And we're now off and underway in the Karaiskakis Stadium in Greece. with Scotland attacking the goal away to my left-hand side in this first half, and we're now off and underway in this encounter this evening. Russ Brennan can keep you updated as Scotland win an early free kick. It's the opposite of the man with the foul there on Ferguson. 20 seconds into the game, it remains Greece 0, Scotland 0 if you're just joining us. And an early free kick for Scotland, which will be taken by Liverpool's Andy Robertson. Two Liverpool men in the batsman out for that position in the Liverpool stand under onslaught in Karaiskakis, who's now on possession for Greece down that far side. And another free kick for Scotland. Good start by the Scottish side in the opening minute of the game. Here is McTominay, does well. He is fouled there by the number 3 Karaiskakis, the central defender. He's partnered by West Ham United's Mavropanos at the back. There's Steve Clark, who's doing really, really well. John Carver there, also doing a good job in the coaching team at the Scottish national men's side as the ball comes in towards the penalty area. Ferguson, shot comes to him again with a foul in there by Ferguson, who's being penalised for a foul. I think he was on Mavropanos, who wins his side a free kick, which will be taken by Karaiskakis, the Greece man. And the free kick is there as Karaiskakis has got the ball on the back, as Scotland will try and come and get the ball back, and they win the header there. And this is Gilmore. It goes then into Suter to get the ball forward. There's Shay Adams, who heads it into the path there of Andy Robertson. Robertson sends the ball down the left-hand channel for Scotland, picked off by the Greece right back Rota. It's the opposite place down the line looking for the run of Masouras. And he goes out of play for a throw, which will be taken here by Kontatelias. And he gets on with it quickly. Out of play again for a throw to Greece. Good start by both sides in this game today. Rota coming up to take that throw in for the Greeks, who did well against England at Wembley in the group stage. Remember, beat the 3 Lions under the tenure of Lee Carsley. England in action tomorrow night. Unfortunately, we'll not be able to bring you that game tomorrow night or Monday for England. We will be able to bring you both games for Scotland in the UEFA Nations League Play-Off. England is a World Cup qualifying match. We'll try and bring you some of the World Cup qualifying matches as well here on the channel. Here comes Suter. Good bit of playing to Ralston. Back to Suter it goes. He leaves it for Gordon, who now finds Grant Hanley. Now Andy Robertson. Hanley again, the former Norwich City man, Grant Hanley. Now plays his club football still in England, but now in League One with Birmingham City. Grant Hanley. This is his 60th cap for Scotland. Here's Andy Robertson, who makes his 81st cap for the Scots. Scored 4 goals. And Andy Robertson from left back. As here comes Greece coming forward now. Masouras is on the ball. He's doing really well. He's done back into Rota. Good interception by Ferguson and McTominay. But they give the ball away this time to Scotland again. It's the opposite, just drops it back to Mavropanos. And there's a cross there to Karaiskakis. Back into Mavropanos inside the centre circle. Plays it across to this near side and Rota. Down the line it goes into the path of Masouras, who does really, really well to keep hold of possession and get the ball back again. Does Rota, who gets it back forward down this near side to Masouras, who's the top scorer for in the current Greece squad is Masouras with 10 goals, and he tries to play the ball forward to the number 18 there, Karaiskakis. And Robertson does really well to defend the danger and get back to Craig Gordon. Flag is up for offside against the number 18 there of Greece, and Yanni Karaiskakis is the one that's been flagged off. Side in. It remains 0-0 if you're just joining us here on the commentary hub. 2, also live on JB Sports and my own personal Twitch channel this evening. Good to have you along with us if you are joining us tonight for this game in the Nations League Play-Off match between Greece and Scotland. 0-0 is the scoreline. Remember, if you want to hear the game between Italy and Germany in the quarter-final tie, in that game tonight, that is over on the main commentary channel, also live on Focus on Football and Storm FM on YouTube. Just search for those on there, you'll be able to find the channel. Just search for the main commentary and you'll be able to find that Italy against Greece game tonight. There's Italy against Germany game tonight as Greece plays Scotland here tonight in my match here on commentary 2. And it comes forward by Alan there for Scotland, and Greece have it back in possession with Rota there, who's doing really well to get back to his goalkeeper via Panos. That was Zolikas. Back into Rota again, and Scotland just win the ball back high up the field through McLean, but push the ball out of play there, Kenny McLean. The Norwich City man is Kenny McLean. Two goals in 48 previous appearances for the Scots. For McLean, who's been really impressive in the games I've seen Scotland involved in. Still 0-0 between Greece and Scotland, as Greece, number 8, there was Fotis Unidis was fouled by McLean this time, as they get on with the free kick quickly as Mavropanos finds Karaiskakis, who comes up from the left side of the centre back row, plays into Solitz. Now Mavropanos again, and there is Karaiskakis once more for Greece. And Greece did really well and to get through. They came second in Group B, with Scotland coming third in Group A. It's the first meeting between the two sides since 1995 between Greece and Scotland, incidentally. In what's been not many matches between the two nations. 1995 was a 1-0 win for Scotland in the UEFA European Championships. Lost 1-0 against Greece in December 1994. The Scotland manager that day was Craig Brown, and the scorer was Alan McCoy. Last time Scotland played Greece in a 1-0 victory. Alan McCoy's played that night, as did Guy McAllister, Stuart McCall, some of the Craig Bailey, some of the names you may remember, Colin Calderwood also as well, John Robertson too. Nicky Walker was the sub-goalkeeper in that squad that day. Bill McKinley as well involved in that Scotland squad against Greece on that occasion. In the last meeting between the two sides when Scotland won 1-0, that was at Hampden Park in Glasgow on 16th of August 1995 was the last time Scotland played Greece, and Scotland got the win against them. 1 win, 1 defeat for Scotland against Greece. Will this be a draw tonight to make it one of each? Stay tuned to find out. As here comes Scotland with a throw-in, which is going to be taken by Ralston. So Ralston has been really impressive when he's featured for Scotland in some of the games this season, the Celtic man. Really good to see that. In Georgios, the son of David, is in the Scotland squad. So his dad is the Sheffield Wednesday legend David Hurst. And he remains 0-0 as Scotland try to win the ball back high up the field, and they do that through McTominay well. Ferguson was there too. Gilmore out wide now to Scott McTominay, who does well. McTominay has got Wilson on the overlap. He goes back here to McGinn. McGinn with the cross in to the penalty area and saved by Karaiskakis. And it remains 0-0. Kontas Tilias is a man down. And I can tell you there's some goals in the UEFA Nations League already. Bulgaria won, Republic of Ireland 0 in the playoffs, and Netherlands 0, Spain 1. I think that is in the quarter-final tie there as well. We'll keep you updated with all the other games taking place in the UEFA Nations League tonight, as we focus on this game here between Greece and Scotland. 0-0 is the scoreline as Mazuaris gets it in field for Rota again. McTominay gets back to help out his defence. Shea Adams plays the ball into danger, but McGinn helps out the Scottish striker. Classic John McGinn then. McTominay wins his side. Another free kick fouled by Kostas Tsimikas, the Liverpool man. And it remains 0-0 in our game tonight. Will also be some welcome qualifiers, but we'll give you the scores at the end of the night. We'll give you all the scores. I can tell there's been a goal in the Italy-Germany game. Italy are 1-up against Germany on 10 minutes. We'll give you the goal scorers shortly. It's Andy Robertson for Scotland. Does well back to McLean. McLean will look to deliver the ball into the penalty back by Robertson. Back in again, he's cleared away this time. It's Sandro Tonali who has scored the goal for Italy, who scored the opening goal of the game there. Tonali. I can tell you it's 0-0 in between Denmark and Portugal, Croatia and France, as well as some of the Nations League games. Give you a full check of all those scores at full time. We'll keep you updated as and when a goal goes in the other games this evening, as and when we see them as well. As our focus is on this match between Greece and Scotland, which is still 0-0 up towards 13 minutes on the clock. Mavropanos just picked as possession midway inside the Greek half towards the halfway line. Drops back towards his penalty area, a couple of yards away from that. Shea Adams was closing him down, so he gets that wide. Karaiskakis quickly plays a wonderful ball over the top. A man goes down inside the penalty area. Mazuras, he wanted a free kick, he wanted a foul there, nothing of that. Robertson drops it back there to Gordon and he clears it long downfield. McTominay challenging for it. Shea Adams too, and both of them lose out. And then there's Billy Gilmore to head the ball forward. Breaks for McTominay inside the centre circle and he drops it back there to the path of John Suter. Goes to Grant Hanley, who brilliant defender in the Scottish back line. Kimitini amongst those on the bench for Scotland tonight, with Andy Robertson preferred to him at centre back. Ball over the top. We can keep you updated with all the other games tonight. Here comes the ball forward from Gilmore. Ferguson now has possession, linked to well there. Ferguson, and the ball in out wide there from John McGuinness paw, and is given away. We'll just see this ball over the top. Hanley was would have been Mazuaris just chested it down and then just fell over as it was falling backwards as the ball came across. Is Mazuaris again. Mazuaris picks up the ball again, he delivers across into the coming in around the back. Then there, Tsimikas comes in. McGuinness not fouled. Greece wants penalty. Nothing going to be given from by Stelia, the German. John Stokes and Benjamin Cortes will be looking at this as well. Watch this again. Is this a penalty? Not for me. Smith didn't complain. Is VAR checking this, I wonder? VAR did check for a penalty there. VAR said no. In that game, it's still 0-0 in UEFA Nations League Play-Off. First leg match between Greece and Scotland. 0-0 is the scoreline. You're updated with all the Nations League games tonight, which is our focus. In case you missed it earlier, congratulations to Japan, the first side outside of the World Cup 2026 winners who hosting the World Cup. Was the one who qualified. Next one to qualify was Japan. So Japan will be going to the World Cup in 2026. USA, Canada and Mexico, I believe, are the host nations of that tournament. 16.5 minutes gone in the UEFA Nations League tie. Greece 0, Scotland 0. And there it is with Grant Hanley. Gets the shooter now. Gilmore sends the ball over the top. Ferguson's onside. He's made that run in behind. Ferguson holding up the ball well. And then he wins his side of corner. Brilliant bit of play that from Lewis Ferguson. First of the game and first for Scotland from the Bologna man. Brilliant run. Ball over the top there, and he's done really, really well there, did as Ferguson timed his run well, and Solis gets back really to win the corner. Andy Robertson, the Liverpool man, comes across to take this. And McLean looking on from the penalty area near the goalkeeper. Can Scotland open the scoring here? McTominay round towards the back post. Now goes towards the near post and it comes in towards the penalty areas. Zalakis makes a brilliant stop there and gets Greece on the attack with Solis. Does well there, Christoph Solis. And now Siopis. Watson now gets it out to Tsimikas, who's on this near side of the right. And now Solis drops it back there to Karaiskakis. And now it's with number 15 there, Rotter, who's started off well and right back for Greece tonight. Just a reminder, the Italy versus Germany game is on TC Hub, Focus on Football and Storm FM tonight, with Paul James, your man behind the mic for that one. Still 0-0 between Greece and Scotland in the UEFA Nations League relegation promotion playoff match. Coming up towards that, just over 18.5 minutes played. And Scotland is just knocking the ball around well at the back, just making sure they can keep hold of the possession, moving Greece around, trying to work space to work in, as Ferguson was lucky to get hold of possession there. Here's Billy Gilmore, who drops back into the back line when Greece have got possession to make it a back five at times. He slots in between the two central defenders in Suter and Hanley. And now here they come again here, Scotland. Gilmore does a ball forward looking for the run there of Shea Adams. Ferguson trying to bite in and get the ball forward. McGinn trying to nip in ahead of Tsimikas as Villa and Liverpool do battle down there. And now here comes Norwich's Kenny McLean to keep the move alive for Scotland. Scott McTominay, the former Manchester United man, now in Napoli. 11 goals in 58 previous appearances, 59 appearances. If he plays again tonight, if he plays again on Sunday, Scott McTominay in the match which you can hear again on these same channels at an earlier time of 5 o'clock. He'll make his 60th appearance So too Scott McTominay for Scotland as well. Here's Shea Adams. McTominay once more. What can Scotland do here with possession? How wide is Ralston? Actually, Ralston. It was a crossing towards the penalty area looking for Shea Adams. It's headed away by Mavropanos, the West Ham man back there. Jack Hendry may come forward for this. For Scotland from the back. No, he won't. He's not. Involved now, Jack Hendry. Beg your pardon. Sorry about that. Thought he was earlier when I looked at the team sheet. And then Grant Tanley and John Suter will come up from the back. Jack Hendry is amongst the Scottish substitutes tonight. In this game, he will be looking to come on. And as a corner comes in, same again by Solis, who comes out and Zolakis comes out and claims that. And is there a foul on Andy Robertson? No, says the referee, the Greek referee. And yes, he's in there. I boot. Scotland claim. Ralston went down to. Be honest again, Ralston with another fantastic block, and Scotland will come away with possession. Here's McTominay to do well here, and he looks to bring this ball forward. And now it's Shea Adams into the path there of Ferguson, and he 1-2 with Gilmore. Now Andy Robertson, down the line he goes into Gilmore again. Gilmore on the overlap into Andy Robertson, does well. Gilmore into the penalty area for Scott McTominay, trying to play the ball through for Shea Adams. We're in 2 minutes ready to shoot, and he tried to play the pass instead of shooting. I think shooting would have probably been the better option of the two for the Scotland man. In the end, he didn't even do that, and he gave possession away. In the end, it's 0-0 between Greece and Scotland in the UEFA Nations League Play-Off match tonight, as they will look to keep the ball and come forward. Scotland, if they can get the ball back, and they won it back initially. And obviously up bad there defending, and he clears the ball away in the end, does Andy Robertson. Going to Greece. In the end there, still 0-0 if you're just joining us. Not really missed much in terms of goalmouth action. In the end there from the game thus far. Still goalless if you're just joining us. In the game, it's still 0-0. No real goalmouth action as of yet, as we see both teams keep possession well. In this game, it's still 0-0 if you're just joining us though. I'll keep you updated with all the other games as they happen tonight as well. In this match tonight between Greece and Scotland, Italy against Germany is on TCO, along with the other against Germany, along with some of the other two partner channels in Storm FM and Focus on Football tonight. which is good to see. 2 games being covered on this international break, which is good to bring in more live coverage than ever before from the international front, which is this game still locked in 0-0. If you're only just joining us for the first time tonight, we do appreciate it. If it's your first time listening to us tonight, thank you very much for doing so. We'd like to give a shout out to the channel later in a new show. So on that channel later, as McTominay's in towards the penalty area, as Shedham's tried to pick him out of everything. Testing one down that far side, the left. A really good channel that I watch. Imagine Not Being Leeds is called, the channel. And they do a late night Leeds show, the host Matty, along with Sean and Adam. But there is going to be a new show starting with Becky, Gemma and Emily called Late Night Leeds Ladies. Make sure you go and check that out. Just search for Imagine Not Being Leeds, or if you've got me on socials, just drop me a message and you can find that game over. And I'll send you a link over to go and subscribe to Imagine Not Being Leeds. As this corner comes in towards the penalty, makes towards McTominay. Tries to get a shot in there. Goes back to McTominay, just puts it wide. Scott McTominay. Looks where the flag was up in the end anyway, I think. It looked like he was in it initially. Fantastic bit of play from Scotland. And Scotland just keep this ball alive inside that penalty area there. And McTominay did well to get some fun, but the flag was up for a foul in there, I believe. By Styler, the German man, gave the free kick in it after the linesman had flagged. Here comes Scotland with possession. And now they will look to come forward. McGinn finds Andy Robertson. Now here is the number 23 McLean. As well, Kenny McLean to Gilmore. McGinn now has it out wide to Ralston. McTominay moves out to that right hand side. Down the line it goes towards Jean McGinn, who gets there. And McGinn will look to pull the ball in towards the penalty area as Karaiskakis came across there to cover for Simica, so he's out of position. And it remains 0-0 between Greece and Scotland. Republic of Ireland have equalised against Bulgaria in the UEFA Nations League. And that is a playoff match with Kosovo against Iceland, currently 1 apiece. Finizers, the goal scorer for Republic of Ireland tonight. There's a ball in towards the penalty area and he's claimed in the end. And he's thrown out really quickly for Greece to charge downfield. But then Silias. Solis. Ball across towards the back post. And that's good bit of play by Mazuras to win his side. Led to win his side of corner. But Greece have considered the goal kick there is. They've considered the goal kick in the end, and Scotland did well there. But now we'll just see this again is. Mazuras there was wanting a corner. Nothing given there, but Scotland are keeping Greece a bit quieter than what we normally would expect, especially in the stadium here tonight, which is the stadium is called the Karaiskakis Stadium. It's still 0-0 between Greece and Scotland. And here comes the number 23 there. McLean does well to Shay Adams, who keeps hold of possession and finds Gilmore. Miller is being fouled. Gilmore gets the ball forward for McGinn, who's just onside. McGinn turns, still going John McGinn. Back to McLean again. McTominay turns on the edge of the penalty, goes down. Scott McTominay, and the referee is giving a penalty to Scotland. Scotland have got a penalty. Scott McTominay is fouled. It looks as though his ankle may have just been caught there. Tobias Styler has said this will be a penalty kick to Scotland. VAR may be checking this. McTominay does well. The follow through on water. Let's just look at this from this angle here. And the penalty, I think the penalty has been confirmed by VAR. The number 15 for Greece is down. There's a Rotter. Let's have a look here again. Yeah, to me that looks a penalty to Scotland. Scotland have been awarded a penalty. VAR have checked it, and VAR have said penalty will stand. Penalty will be given for Scotland. Check is over. Penalty has been awarded. John McGinn had the ball initially, now has been handed to the number 4 of Scotland in Scott McTominay. Will have the chance to score here from the penalty spot to give the Scots the lead. Tobias Styler is the man who's given this penalty kick. VAR have checked it and said it is a penalty. The German is now a happy man inside, another popular man inside the stadium here. Scott McTominay, he sends the goalkeeper the wrong way, and Scotland have opened the scoring. Scotland are leading in Greece, and Scotland have scored there, and the goal for McTominay makes it his 12th in 59 appearances for the Napoli man. And Scott McTominay just sent the goalkeeper Karaiskakis the wrong way, and Greece are behind, and Scotland have scored through Scott McTominay. Brilliant penalty. He's really insightful from Scott McTominay. No chance for the goalkeeper, and this is what Scotland would have needed going into their next game against Greece in the second leg on Sunday afternoon, which we'll bring to you live on the same channels, TCUB2, JB Sports, and my personal Twitch channel as well. Greece 0, Scotland 1, and it's Scott McTominay from the penalty spot. 33 minutes on the clock there. Croatia 1, France 0. Budimir with the goal there on 26 inch. Cody Gakpo has equalised for the Netherlands against Spain, 1-1 in that game tonight as well. We'll bring you up to date with all more time scores before we leave you tonight at half time for 50 minutes of Scotland. Going behind again as Ferguson can't get there. And a free kick to Greece. And Ferguson's not tapping there. They'll try to take it from the wrong position here. Ferguson is trying to get the referee to tell the goalkeeper to take it from the wrong place, the right place. They don't. But the free kick was taken by Panos instead. And Scotland just putting under pressure the Greek back line, and this is not what you would have expected, with Greece being a good side at home and Scotland not that good away from home in some of the matches I've seen Scotland playing under Steve Clarke. As here comes Greece now, and there's a lot of work for the Greek manager Ivan Jovanovic to do now. Can his side find a way back into this game, or will Scotland get all through the advantage going into the return fixture? Greece 0, Scotland 1, as we see the ball down this near side, as Greece just trying to force an opening. Water through to Solis. Solis goes down, no free kick given there. He stays down here, Solis. And Greece aren't happy with that because there was a penalty. But Scotland should have had a penalty, and that was not being given as a free kick. And because Scotland did get a penalty, thought that should have been a potentially a free kick or a penalty for themselves, as a strike just comes in from Constantilius that goes wide. As see here, Solis. Just looking at this here again from the McLean on Solis, and for me, that is a free kick on the edge of the penalty area. The ball's already gone in. McLean again, good diving block in. He didn't get a touch to the ball, just put a foot out to block him away for Giannis Constantilius there, as he tried to find an equaliser. 3 attempts to Scotland, 2 for Greece thus far. Scotland have scored one of their 3 chances or attempts at goal tonight thus far. We should have to take any of theirs, and if you don't take your chances, you don't win. Like if you buy a raffle ticket, you don't win a raffle unless you buy a ticket. Or even if you do buy a raffle, you're not likely to win if you buy a ticket. Greece is Greece 0, Scotland 1. 37 minutes on the clock. If you're tuning into us tonight, we're going to guide you through the action. If you're just joining us, Tobias Stilia has given Greece a notice. The ball comes in towards Penta, and that's an header over the top of the bar from Ioannidis after a brilliant run and across from Konstantilias. And the Greek fans are not happy with some of the decisions by the German official tonight, as we just see the header again over the top of the crossbar from Ioannidis. Craig Gordon, the Scotland goalkeeper, will take this goal kick. Long downfield. McTominay will try and get on the head of there. Is Shay Adams now there, and does really, really well here, does Adams. McLean just drops it back, and now Suter across to Anley. Anley looks it forward to Robertson, into McLean. Anley again. John Suter this time with possession, and Suter charges up over towards halfway, drops it back to Ralston. Gilmore drops in. McTominay drops back as well to help out when Gilmore drops back. There is Billy Gilmore once more in possession for Scotland. Greece 0, Scotland 1 here. And towards final 5 minutes of the first half, I can tell you it is still 1-0 to Italy against Germany. Coverage of that game is over on TC Hub tonight with Paul James, and it remains 1-0 Scotland here as a strike comes in from the edge of the penalty and over the top in the end from Mazarouas there from the edge of the penalty area, and he just didn't connect with it properly, and he goes eye wide, and not so handsome there in the end. Greece wanted a free kick on the edge of the penalty area, nothing in that for me, and then Meseraris was sent it over the top of Scotland, winning a free kick for a foul on John McGinn. And the Greece fans aren't happy with, as I say, with some of the decisions that have been made tonight. Saying the referee has got them completely wrong in some words, but with a few expletives in there, which I can't repeat. Some of the expletives are being said by the Greek fans out there. Here's Solis. Good work from him there. Tsimikas back to Solis. Is that a penalty for Greece? So no shot comes in, blocked. Saved by the keeper Gordon. And there's Mantelis wanting a penalty there for a foul on him. Let's have a look here again. If I just look at this again, I don't think it's a foul. He just leaves his foot there between Mantelis. He leaves his foot out there. This angle here. Mantelis. There's no contact. Here comes Scotland down the other end with him again. Gilmore's in. He wanted a penalty here. And Karaiskakis is not tapping. He pushes him there. Referee says no. He said he was pushed over there, Gilmore. And I think VAR is looking at this. McGinn plays him in. Gilmore gets pushed from Tsimikas in the back there. I don't think that's going to be a penalty this time though. I'm not sure this penalty for Scotland will be given. VAR is checking this. And I can tell the check is over, no penalty. Hello to Tom Payton who is on. He says, hello Russ, tense match so far. Gilmore seems to be carrying Scotland in his opinion. And asked me for my thoughts on things. I think so far, Tom, good to have you with us, by the way. A break off as Adams comes in with a shot. Greece goalkeeper Zalakis almost made a mistake there as he tried to play out from the back. Just looking at this again, they try to play out from the back. Gilmore nips in and finds Adams, who takes it very early. And Zalakis is very lucky there not to be punished there. We'll come back to your comment in a minute, Tom. I was about to answer that. That incident happened there as he comes Greece now with possession on the ball and is with the number 15 Lotta. If you're watching along, following the pictures with us tonight, sync it up with us. You can do that by pausing your TV. And I'll tell you 1 minute, we're on in just a second or two. He's back now with Mavropanos, back to his goalkeeper there in Zalakis. Mavropanos again, Zalakis once more, across to Karaiskakis, and we will, as we're into the 44th minute, now 44, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, if you want to sync us up with your pictures right now. Here's Greece 0, Scotland 1, and this is a good match this evening. As here comes Greece over on that far side with Tsimikas trying to get the end of the ball forward. And Wilson's under pressure from the Liverpool man, and he gives the ball away. As you're crossing towards the penalty areas, the number 7 was coming in round back there. Meseraris, good save in there by Gordon. Ball forward looking for the run of Shay Adams. It breaks for John McGinn. And Scotland, who could be potentially trying to second before half time. McGinn for Adams. Adams! Fires a shot just wide of the post there, Shay Adams. Decent effort from the Scottish man. The former Southampton man Shay Adams there. He now plays his football in Italy at Torino. He's entered 2 minutes of stoppage time at the end of the first half. We'll bring Tom, I'll answer your question at half time. This has been a fast-paced game, and so bringing that before bringing the scores at half time from the other matches taking place tonight. Ukraine 0, Belgium 1, by the way. Romelu Lukaku, Bulgaria 1, Republic of Ireland 2. Matt Doherty has turned the game around there as well. Austria 1, Serbia 0. Also tonight, Gorish with the goal there on 37 minutes. With the game as here comes Greece trying to get this ball the way they can. With McTominay does well into Robertson. He can get the ball forward. Ferguson can't get the ball forward. We've almost played a minute of the two-header on. Ferguson nips in, and free kick has been given here. And it's a yellow card coming out here for Lewis Ferguson of Scotland. This is football in Italy at Bologna. This is his 13th appearance and no goals yet, and we're looking for some 13, and that's unlucky for him as he's picked up a yellow card there, Ferguson. And that's a foul in there. Rotter coming forward. No, it didn't look like any contact there between the Scotsman and the Greek. But yellow card for Ferguson. And a free kick to Scotland. Free kick to Greece. It was Simikas lining up this set piece. Zolis standing over this as well. We've got McLean, Suter, and in that wall. Simikas with it. It just goes over the ball. The one's in the corner. It will not be a corner. That may be the last chance of that first half for Scotland to go into the break with a 1-0 lead, and it's something which they have done well to get tonight in the game. And that ball went over the top there. We're almost half time in this game. We'll keep you updated with the other game tonight as well. It's still Greece 0, Scotland 1, as there is the half time whistle at the end of this first half in the game in the Karaiskakis Stadium. Coming to this penalty, the difference between the two sides at the break. At half time in our UEFA Nations League match is Greece 0, Scotland 1. Let's read the question from Tom Payton as well, who says, Test match so far, Gilmore seems to be carrying Scotland in my opinion. What's your thoughts and things like that? I think, to be honest with you, Tom, it's been a good game. I don't think it's just McTominay. I don't think McTominay is carrying Scotland. They've played well. They've put a shift in today. Adams has played well. Ferguson's played well. So too McTominay was the man who got the goal. McGinn's played well. McLean, Gilmore, the defence of Ralston, Suter, Anley and Robertson yet to really give Greece the opportunity to actually get something out of this game when they're coming forward with possession. So for me, I don't see that the same way as where you're seeing it, my friend. But I think it's been a good game thus far in this game. Let's run you through some of the half-time scores up and down the country then, and some full-time scores. In the UEFA Nations League Play-Offs A-B, full-time score, Turkey 3, Hungary 1. It's coming up to half-time, Austria 1, Serbia 0. As we know, Greece 0, Scotland 1. Ukraine 0, Belgium 1. With that one there, Romelu Lukaku with the goal in that one for Belgium against Ukraine. In BC playoffs, Armenia 0, Georgia 3 was a result. Bulgaria 1, Republic of Ireland 2. Kosovo 1, Iceland 1 to half-time. Slovenia is scoreless. In the quarter-final ties, half-time scorelines for you in those. Croatia 2, France 0. Denmark 0, Portugal 0. Italy 1, Germany 0. Just got to half-time there. That game's on the main TCO Focus on Football and Storm FM account over there with Paul James bringing the match tonight. And in the other match in the quarterfinals, it's Netherlands 1, Spain 1 in that game tonight as well. So, that's all we've got. That's the half-time scores. And just looking at what we just went through those scores there, just seeing the penalty incident again on McTominay, and it was a definite foul for me. Roger catches him as he's nodded the ball away from him with one foot. He catches his foot, and he's just nodded the ball away with, and then goes down. For me, that's a free kick every day of the week. And the referee, Tobias Stelia, got the decision spot on there. So it's half-time in our feature match. Greece 0, Scotland 1 at half-time here on the Contrib 2 JB Sports and my personal Twitch channel. TCUB is Focus on Football and Storm FM is Italy 1, Germany 0. Join myself back in 15 minutes for the second half coverage here, or you can go across to that game and enjoy second half commentary with Paul James. Take your pick. Welcome back to the second half as we're back underway in the second half between Greece and Scotland, with Greece making a change at half time. We'll tell you about that change in just a moment or two. The Greek side have made one change at the break as they try and get back into this playoff tie against Scotland. We'll bring off that in a moment. Here comes Greece first of all. Here's Solis out wide to Tsimikas. Tsimikas with the cross in and is cleared away to a throw into Greece. And Greece have made a sub at half time, as I mentioned. We'll bring you that change very, very short. And who has come off and who has come on in this game for Greece tonight. At the break, anyway, they've made one change at the break. And the sub is the number 7, Georgios Mazarouis, is off to be replaced by number 19, Konstantinos Karaiskakis. Is the change at half time, is the other change at half time for either side at the break. And let me just run you through the sides at the start of this second half, starting off with Greece, who've got with their formation tonight of a 4-2-3-1. Same for Scotland as well, which will give you them. There's in a second. Scotland try to come forward with Jean McGinn, and he's the man down here for Scotland on this near side. Anthony Ralston is down. Referee's not stopping the play. Greece is not putting the ball out either. Greece fans not happy that it's stayed down here. And there's the header into midfield from Karaiskakis. And now Greece will look to come forward in possession. There's the number 27, Mantalos, who's the man tonight as a cross comes in round the back and he goes out of play for a goal kick. Then says Zalakis, Rota, Mavropanos, Karaiskakis, Tsimikas across in the defence. Then is Karatas, Siopis in front of the back four, Konstantelias, Mantelos and Solis behind Monadis. As for Scotland, it's Gordon in goal, Ralston, Suter, Anley and Robertson, McGinn and Gilmore. Gilmore and McLean, McGinn, McTominay and Ferguson behind Shea Adams at the start of the second half. No changes for Scotland as of yet in the game against Greece tonight. Keep you updated with the other games as Netherlands have retaken the lead against Spain. Now we've taken the lead against Spain. Reinders with the goal there after Spain to the lead, shall I say. Was Scotland defending well and defending for their lives at the moment, as Greece having a lot of possession thus far. In this game. It remains Greece 0, Scotland 1. Scotland with that lead through the Scott McTominay penalty. On 33 minutes as Tsimikas will to come back inside and deliver across right-footed just over the head there of the number 8. Hernanis, and a shot comes in from Karaiskakis. The substitutes managed to get a strike in on goal as he headed into his own path, and a fantastic acrobatic effort which was blocked off of Anley and Suter behind for a corner. Ratus is in there. Hernanis is in there too. Also in there will be Mavropanos and Karaiskakis. Also, it remains 0-0 between Greece and Scotland, if you're just joining us tonight. corner, try and get back on level terms. A corner towards a penalty. Another penalty can't get the end of it there. McGinn helps it out for another corner. Didn't take any chances there, did the Aston Villa man. And the man who's come on for Greece tonight, the number 19, is 17-year-old Karaiskakis. He has made his senior debut tonight. And Karaiskakis again in the end. Why does he put? So let's push it back in. Well, the ball has gone. Well, the goal has been disallowed for Greece. Greece is saying the ball didn't go out. Scotland may have got lucky there. Did this Karaiskakis with the cross in? Yes, it's a cross, so they keep this ball in here. Can't really tell from that angle. There's Solis. Now let's have a look here. Karaiskakis in again. He looks like he's gone out, and yes, you can see from the angle he has gone out. So the goal will be disallowed, and he's back in 1-0. Just I don't know why they've took it so long to say that it's been disallowed. Corner again to Greece this time though. Come off on the last. Karaiskakis again to take this corner. And he delivers the ball in towards the penalty. Good punch away by Gordon. That's a back shot blocked. Kostas again. And a third chance from him. As the ball's back into the penalty, headed away. This time by McLean. Siopis drops it back. And Greece just look to potentially keep hold of possession and come forward. Once again, keep everybody from Scotland pen back inside their own half. And they've won themselves a throw in here between Greece and Scotland as Karaiskakis wins his side of throw-in. Greece 0, Scotland 1. As we watch on here, Karaiskakis is coming forward. How wide is Karaiskakis with the cross in. And Scotland clear away. It's McTominay who does well to get this ball away. Still in possession is Scott McTominay. Does well, just a former Manchester United man. He goes down, no free kick on McTominay's. Mantalos comes forward. How wide to Inalis to the number 15 there, and that is Rotter down the line for Karaiskakis. His cross is in. Karaiskakis sends it back in to the penalty area. Cleared away again. Rolling towards the penalty area. Too much on that ball there from the defender Karaiskakis, and he puts it out play for a goal kick to Scotland, who the start of the second half defending for their lives under a bit of relentless pressure thus far. And I can tell you there's been a goal in our other commentary match tonight on the commentary hub, Focus on Football and Storm FM, and I can tell you that Italy have been pegged back. Tim Kleinders on 49 minutes. The equalising goal for Germany is Italy 1, Germany 1 in that game there. That's on commentary hub. Focus on Football and Storm FM. Even on commentary hub 2 JB Sports and my personal Twitch channel. It is Greece 0, Scotland 1. If you're just joining us for the very first time tonight, hello, welcome along to us here this evening. Russ Vernon, your man behind the mic, providing your commentary on the games this evening. As here they come again, do Greece. This is Elias. Good bit of work here. Karaiskakis. Scotland will try and get the ball away, but they're not able to at the moment. Zolis, Karaiskakis, crossing towards the back post, kept alive by Greece. Karaiskakis there tries to go for the goal himself and flies over the top there, the number 19, and there was a Karaiskakis there found it over the top, and you've got to say that the 17-year-old has looked bright and lively since he's come off the bench for his senior debut. And he just goes wide in the end, just over the top. They're decent effort there from the youngster. For Ivan Jovanovic's side. It remains Greece 0, Scotland 1. Zolis coming forward again. Zolis! Cody just wide in the end. And Greece penning Scotland back inside their own half. With them under pressure. And the momentum now has switched. Scotland did all the momentum in the first half. Now, I can tell you, it's switched to the other way. It is Greece 0, Scotland 1. In the game this evening. Ball is picked long by Gordon. Robertson. McTominay sends the ball forward looking for Shea Adams, who's there. Adams brings it down well. Really, you can't get the strike in though. As Greece get back, as Zolis helps out his teammates to find Simikasen, who spreads the play well. Find Rotter over on that far side. Rotter is coming forward here now. Contestelias puts the ball out of play. Greece going with possession as they've won the free ball back from that throw in. Here they come again now. Contestelias once more, edge of the penalty area, right hand side. They're still coming with possession. Siopis does well. And now Sol is looking for a run. Here's this shooting number 19. And he wins a free kick. There does the 17-year-old Karaiskakis, who wins his side of free kick there. Fouled by Kenny McLean, arm on to the back of him. And the Scotsman is giving away a very cheap free kick there. Greece 0, Scotland 1. Here's the scoreline if you're just tuning into us. Russ Vernon getting through the action of this game this evening. Greece 0, Scotland 1. Ball into the penalty from Tsimikas. It's cleared away. Siopis. Back to Tsimikas once more. Can Greece find an equaliser? Tsimikas does well. Head scoping away. Shot comes back in. Zolis tees it back up. Zolis again. Zolis again deflects over. Behind for yet another Greece corner. This is a 17 minutes of the solid second. 7 minutes, 12 or so minutes of the second half. Being very, very sloppy. Scotland have not even been able to get the control back over the game, which how they ended that first half. Tsimikas moves across in. Header from Mavropanos goes wide from Dinos Mavropanos, the West Ham man. Couldn't direct his header on target, and he goes wide of the post there. That would have been, if he'd managed to get that on target, that would have been his, and into the back, and that would have been his third goal in his 34th appearance. And I can tell he's 0-1 in favour of Scotland as it stands right now. Scotland will have to make some changes soon, potentially. Will George Hurst, the son of Sheffield Wednesday legend David, come on for his senior Scottish debut? He is yet to feature for Scotland. He qualifies through his grandfather. Does George Hurst could have opted to play for England, but he's opted to play his international future to the Scots instead. It allows Shea Adams as well, because he could have played for England. Shea Adams, former Southampton man. is Shay Adams as well. Still 1-0 Scotland lead here. And that man on the ball right now, McTominay's penalty in the first half. Here is Jean McGinn. Back he goes to Anley. Back he goes to Gordon. Suter just, and Scotland look to try and just keep hold of the possession. McLean now has it, and as he looks to try and help Scotland keep possession and just maintain a bit of possession, take a bit of pressure off them right now, because the start of the second half, Greece have been the much better side. Here they come again. Gilmore does well. Back it goes to Anley. And Anley gets it back this time from the man in midfield. Kenny McLean will drop deep. Jean McGinn now feeding Gilmore. McTominay now has possession. Brilliant ball back into Scott McTominay. Robertson drops it back there to Kenny McLean. McLean to Shay Adams. Back to McLean again. Forward into McTominay. Back to McLean once more. Scotland just looking around between McLean and the defenders and the midfielders. Ian, this is a poor pass. Well, somehow the number 19 Ferguson bad there helping out, and Scotland have got the ball again. McLean gets it down the line looking for McTominay, puts out of play. Better for a little bit there, Scotland, but the final ball, as they played it out from the back, was poor, and Greece will now have possession again. They can start swarming the Scottish box again. Second leg to come on Sunday. A 5 o'clock kickoff on air at 10 to 5. For that one. Greece 0, Scotland 1. Here's the Scottish. Shay Adams does well. And now, here is Scott McTominay. As Gilmore has found an advantage is played. McTominay has got Robertson forward. He comes to Robertson, off him, deflected off him and into the path of Karaiskakis inside the goal for Greece, as Greece will try and come forward over the top, looking for the run there of the number 8 in Adide. Ioannidis, should I say there, who was on the end, who couldn't get on the end of that ball over the top of the Scottish defence. Here's Gilmore for McLean, who McLean keeps dropping into the back line. Gilmore now has possession. Gilmore does well, drops it back there to McTominay, who's dropped back deep. Now back with Gordon, across there to Suter, who gets the ball forward and out of play, and it remains Greece 0, Scotland 1. Siopis has just been booked, and that means he will miss Sunday's match between the two sides for the late challenge on Gilmore there. Kosovo 2, Iceland 1 now is the scoreline. Austria 1, Serbia 1 as well. Goals going up in and around in some playoff and quarter-final ties. Keep you updated with those, and we'll hopefully bring you a game on Saturday afternoon as well, or Saturday evening. Probably bring you a game from the EFL this weekend on Saturday, with the Premier League taking a break. We'll probably dip down into some EFL action, as here comes Gilmore for John McGinn, who lines up a strike and he just hits it over the top from around about 25 yards out. John McGinn, brilliant bit of play there between Scotland. Gilmore does well, back heel into McGinn, and he picks it up 25 yards or so out, and he just too much power on that, didn't have much dip, and that's why he goes eye wide and not so handsome into that crowd behind the goal there. Greece will now try and come forward. If Scotland were to hold on here, it'd be a massive second leg at Hampden Park on Sunday afternoon. Ball in towards the penalty area, headed away in the end by Hendry. By Hanley, should I say. Hanley there does well. Can Scotland keep Greece out here as they look to try and pen them in at the back? Greece 0, Scotland 1 is the scoreline. With us here on the commentary up to JB Sports and my personal Twitch channel, which you can follow us on Twitch, Russ P. Vernon _92. Live coverage of this match tonight is Greece against Scotland, and if you're all tuning in by that, thank you very much for doing so. Some of the Greek fans looking on, and some of them have decided to take selfies with one another as the Friars, as Greece are making some changes. Number 6, Christos Friars. Vangels Pavlidis is coming on as well, and also can't work out who that other one is. It's going to be Dimitri Pelkats, as Jovanovic has seen enough from his sidelines put out there this far, and hoping these subs can help them get a foothold back in the game of solace. Gives possession away to McTominay as Ferguson now has possession. McTominay again, Ferguson once more. Hanley, McLean, McTominay. Good play from Ferguson back to Gordon. Gordon across there to Suter. Suter does well out round the corner. Gilmore does well to keep more moving. McGinn does well. Does he win inside the throw? No. Tsimikas gets on with it quickly as Greece want to get on with this quickly. Gets the badge of Tsimikas from Konstas Telias. And he breaks to the edge of the penalty area. And now here comes Siopis out wide, and Water gets it. Karaiskakis. Solis! It's the post! And this post has saved out Scotland on this occasion. And now here's McTominay charging forward down the other end. He loses out this time now, and Scotland will they've got Mavropanos charging towards them. And really should be 1-1 there. Solis has possession again here. He's just at the post. Solis again deflects wide. Brilliant block this time from Suter. And Jean Suter does really, really well. Fantastic bit of play, and the Solis has done really, really well then. We'll just look at this one again. Karaiskakis into the penalty, and what a cross. How has he missed that, Solis? Big chance there for Greece to get back on level terms, and he has missed it. What a cross and what a miss. Tsimikas gives the ball towards the penalty area. McTominay the goal heads it away. Gilmore with the block. This time Lotter has it again. Siopis now gets the ball forward. He gets it back there from Karaiskakis. And now Greece does well to keep all of possession, and they're coming forward towards the penalty area. It's just cleared away in the end. It's Greece 0, Scotland 1, 69 minutes on the clock. Here's the scoreline in the end. Can Scotland find a way to hold on to this lead, or will Greece finally get through? As Greece will look to go forward this time though. Can they find an equaliser, which is almost a few moments ago? Rekis is a shot blocked by the number 18, Konstantelias' effort was blocked. As we see Zolis' effort to get off the post, and the game brings to where we see it again here. Fantastic bit of play, and Zolis' deflection, shot deflected behind off of Suter. Scotland, they're living a charmed life at the moment. For me, it's just a matter of time for Greece equalise. Tsimikas' corner is headed away, and Greece get the ball back in the can. Edge goes up and away this time from Scotland. Gilmore this time away this time. Adams can't get there. McGinn Connors, Scotland trying to defend this again. And that's brilliant defending by Grant Hanley to stop Lazarus Rotter to go on the end of that possession. And I can tell you that this game is far from over yet. Ukraine 1, Belgium 1. With the scoreline there. I can tell you. And the number 3, Karaiskakis, is being fouled as Greece are making some net changes now. 6, 10 and 14 are coming on for Greece. So we've got Zefrias, Pelkas and Pavlidis are coming on. We get confirmation of who's gone off in just a minute. So it's Zolis off for Zefrias. Pavlidis comes on. Also coming off is Konstantelios for Pavlidis. And then the third and final change is Dimitris Pelkas is on. Just trying to work out who's gone off there. Is number 20 Mantalos, who's gone off for Pelkas. The captain's gone off. So Mantalos, Zolis, and Konstantelios is off for Devrias, Pelkas, and Pavlidis. Karaiskakis again in towards the penalty. Fantastic ball in as Walson is there to head clear. Ferguson does well with Robertson to clear the danger for Scotland up to Shea Adams, who's battling well up against the Greece back line. Greece coming forward again. It's a brilliant run here from the number 6, Zefrias, the substitute, who does well. Zefrias again. And drops it back. Here they come again with Pelkas in towards the penalty area, and he's just cleared away as Greece are just continuing to knock on this Scotland door, and the Scotland door will not open for Greece at this moment in time. Here's John McGinn. He does well there, McGinn. He loses out after doing a brilliant 360 to make sure he could keep hold of possession initially. Scotland need to get something from this game this evening. It remains 1-0 to Scotland. Pavlidis, the substitute, to the fellow substitute Pelkas, as this cross is cleared away. Shea Adams is there. Shea Adams does well, keeps all of possession for Scotland, brings in McGinn for Gilmore, Ralston back to Gordon. Scotland just keeping possession well. Long ball forward, heads go up, and it's gone towards number 19 there for Scotland in Ferguson. Rotter was fouled according to the referee, Tobias Stelia, and it remains 1-0 Scotland. Can Scotland find a way through to get something from this game in tonight? Or will Greece break Scotland's hearts tonight and score 2 late goals, I wonder? But I think Scotland will make some changes very shortly, I can tell you. And it looks like there could be potentially more than one, I am being told. Tierney is one of them to come on for Scotland, I would imagine, potentially for Andy Robertson. As here is John McGinn. And John McGinn is fouled by Tsimikas, he is. And John McGinn is, where's this had a free kick? Tierney is coming on. And he's also coming on a debut for George Hurst as well for Scotland. Ipswich makes his Scotland debut tonight. He's England Youth International, and now he plays in this game, he can't play again. Shea Adams is coming off for George Hurst. And also coming on, coming off is Kenny McLean for Kieran Tierney. What does that mean for the Scotland team, and where does Tierney slot into this team? Will it go to a back three now? With Suter, Anley and Tierney, with Ralston and Robertson. It's as though he's gone playing further forward. McGuinness dropped back into the defensive midfield. Ferguson moved across to this right, McTominay in the 10, and Andy and Kieran Tierney on the left now in a 4-2-3-1. Here is Gilmore. Gilmore battles and gives possession away. And now Greece coming forward. Pavlidis. Right to number 10, Pelkas. Goes towards the back post. Too much on that ball. Bertas can't get there. Greece will try and come forward again. They've managed to keep all of possession. They've done well. Done well the referee in the process and gave the ball away. And there's George Hurst, who's done well to try and win the ball back, but too much to be asked of the young Scotsman tonight too. And George Hurst, 26, is not that young to be fair. Well, one of the youngsters is Tsimikas, lives across towards the back post for Greece. Karaiskakis is there. Can he get a strike and a goal? He can't. Comes back towards this near side for Karaiskakis to deliver. And headed behind by Andy Robertson for a corner kick as Tierney by their defence, giving it a club with Andy Robertson. Ukraine now turn the game around against Belgium. Ukraine 2, Belgium 1 now in their game this evening. Croatia 2-0 up against France as well, as they were at half time. As a corner for Greece comes in and flicked across to the back post. They put it back in towards the penalty, headed back across. And Greece just managed to win yet another corner. Headed behind this time from Billy Gilmore, who was back there for Scotland. And Scotland have been hanging on for the entirety of this second half, and the defence have stood up to their task well. Suter, Anley, Ralston, Robertson done well. Continue now add to that defensive solidarity for Scotland. Tsimikas with the corner in, heads up and away. Robertson heads it away. He gets it away again from his former Liverpool colleague Kostas Tsimikas, who's not getting in the side of the moment. The Liverpool Tsimikas. Here's Tsimikas again. Can he get the ball in towards the penalty area? The cross comes in, headed away to the edge of the penalty area. Reese still knocking on this Scottish door as Ferguson just chests it back to the path of Gordon. And it remains Greece 0, Scotland 0. Greece 0, Scotland 1, should I say. McTominay's goal in the first half, the difference. And I must say, Scotland have been defending all hands on deck. And they're back to keep in the lead in this second half. And Scotland will not be happy with the performance of what they've done in this second half. They'll be happy that they've got a lead here, but will not be happy that they've got a lead in the definitely lead still in table. They won't be happy that they're having to defend. They'll be wanting to have a bit of respite surely from benches, and they won't surprise me if they start trying to waste a bit of time soon. And Tsimikas just crosses the ball to the back post. He's headed into the arms of Craig Gordon there, Pavlidis, and it's the header there from the number 8. Unadis there, the back post, and everyone just left him unmarked there. The number 8 for Greece, and just Gordon made a comfortable save in the end, with defenders on around him to try and cause a few problems. Scotland 2 shots on goal attempts on target. Greece with 1. Scotland have scored one of their 2 on target. Greece have yet to score one of theirs. They've only shot on target as far as McGinn wins his side a free kick. There was a foul there on Jean McGinn. OFI Greece see Taxif when Taras come on to be replaced by Ioannidis, who said that headed a goal there. And now Fountas is on to try and help Greece get back into this game, which they need to do. As if he scores than Tuas, he will get his second goal in international football in his 19th appearance, the OFI forward. Can Greece keep Scotland out in the second half? Can Scotland keep Greece out in the second half? Can Greece keep Scotland out in the second half to go back to Hampden Park with a 1-0 deficit for Greece, 1-0 lead for Scotland? I can tell there's been a goal. Denmark 1, Portugal 0. Rasmus Højlund with the goal there. Leon Goretzka's turned it around for Germany. Italy 1, Germany 2, Ukraine 3, Belgium 1 now. Zabrini with the goal there. What can happen in this? Can Scotland find a way to keep Greece out and potentially get a second goal, which would be against the winner played with the way they have played tonight? I wonder. Greece 0, Scotland 1 is still the scoreline. 82 minutes on the clock. They've been leading since the 33rd minute. Let me tell you. And Greece 0, Scotland 1 as the ball is played forward down the line. Can they get the ball forward again? Is in towards the penalty, towards the centre circle as Greece come forward from right to left in this second half. Now they have done since the start of the second half. Can Scotland keep them out and get a narrow victory tonight, which would be a real confidence booster? In this game tonight. Greece 0, Scotland 1 is the scoreline. Good bit of playing, and it's a penalty to Greece, and Greece have got a penalty now. It looked like a penalty to me, and Greece may have a chance now. Can have a chance to get back into this. I can tell you VAR will check it. Let's just look at this again. And for me, that is a penalty. What is it? It's on. That's not. For me, I'm looking at this again. He's not a penalty. He's outside the penalty. Challenge is outside the penalty. He falls into the box. And that, for me, is not a penalty. Having seen that again, it's not a penalty kick for me. Karaiskakis has the ball in hand to have a chance to score from the spot. And they just considered a penalty as VAR checking, I can tell you. I can tell you again, for me, it's outside the penalty area. VAR penalty check. The referee's looking here. Scotland fans looking on. The Greek fans looking on as the referee called Pelkas and Robertson has been called over to by the referee here. Penalty to Greece here is being checked by VAR, and for me, it would not be a penalty. And correct call in the end. Scotland have dodged a bullet there, in my opinion. It's outside the penalty area for the foul. It's a free kick to Greece instead. No penalty kick. Greece have a free kick outside the box. Initially, it looked like it was inside the box to me, but VAR has got that spot on, having seen the replay. Free kick to Greece instead of a penalty kick. Can Greece somehow now find a way from this set piece? The referee just lining up the wall here in this game. Greece, where they played in the second half, deserve something out of this game, in my personal opinion. Scotland have just been let off the hook there with the penalty, which was given. It was a free kick instead. Tsimikas and Pelkas standing over this free kick. Who will it be? Will it be Pelkas? Or will it be Tsimikas? The referee's blown his whistle. We'll find out who's going to take it. Pelkas is standing there. Tsimikas to his this. Pelkas straight into the Scottish wall and headed away. I think it was Andy Robertson who headed that ball away there from the free kick. But fantastic defending by Scotland there, as Scotland will come forward. Ferguson for Ralston. Can Scotland win this game in the end? What about this then? Scotland still leading by a goal to nil. We're into the final few minutes of the 90. Ball sent long downfield, heads up and away. And Scotland have just won the ball again as Ralston drops it down the line for Hurst to chase and get on end off. Hurst does well. George Hurst does really, really well. Good cross into the penalty area. Too much near the goalkeeper there. First touch from George Hurst. This has really come on for his international debut. But now Scotland have got 2 minutes plus stoppage time to hold on to this 1-0 lead, which they are doing as it stands right now. Greece had a penalty which was overruled for a foul outside the penalty area. Netherlands down to 10 men. Orel Atto in the 81st minute sent off in their game tonight against Spain. We see this cross come into the penalty area and headed over the top from Pavlidis, the number 14. Pavlidis just headed up, and very soon I'll be having to give my player of the match here as Anthony Ralston comes off, be replaced by Ryan Porteous for Scotland. We'll be announcing the player of the match very shortly tonight here on Commentary Up 2 for our match between Greece and Scotland, which Scotland currently lead by a goal to nil. Into the final minutes, and when we get to stoppage time and there's a stoppage in play, we'll give you the player of the match as Greece will come forward now on the far side. Meretas, his cross was poor and it's deflected over the top there. In the end, it's Greece 0, Scotland 1. What can Scotland do here now? They are holding on for their lap to their 1-0 from the 33rd minute. Greece have been the much better side in the second half, and Scotland could potentially add a third defeat in 15 at home for Greece. At home, ball over the top. Can Scotland get a goal here now to seal it? Kieran Tierney on this right hand side into George Hurst. Does well. 5 minutes at a time at the end of this second half as Tsimikas will try and come away. Ferguson intercepts. And there is a challenge from Gilmore. And no, number 14, my Porteous has just given away a free kick there. While they wait for that free kick to be taken by Greece, I can give you our player of the match tonight. And he's going to go to Scotland defender. He wears number 15, John Suter, the player of the match tonight. He has been absolutely fantastic tonight. Putting fantastic blocks in, making brilliant clearances as well at the back along with Hanley. But John Suter, our player of the match this evening, as we've played almost a minute of 5 added on here. Here's Tsimikas for Greece. Can they get something out of this game, Greece? Or will Scotland hold on to this 1-0 lead they've got intact till the start of this, with 90 minutes to go following this game? Maybe as a cross comes into the penalty area, heads away there brilliantly by Ferguson, back helping out defensively, and a shot comes in there from Karaiskakis there over the top, and that was a poor effort in the end from the Greek man, and that's never going to trouble Craig Gordon, who tells his Scottish defenders and counterparts to push forward. As this is going to be a long ball forward. They're going to try and win these balls in the air, Scotland, and keep it pending inside the Greece half to make sure it doesn't come back towards them. Headed forward there by Hurst. He will played forward. Here's John McGinn. Good ball into Tierney. Does well. And now, here they come again. Pelkas for Greece keeps the ball moving for the hosts here now. Siopis has possession. He lays off to Mavropanos. They will try and come forward here now, Greece, with possession. Siopis gets it forward. Good player into Mountas. Good bit of plays. Johnson's going to come on for Scotland. They're very shortly. Avlidis can't get any of the ball forward. And Gordon just falls onto the ball and keeps it clutched to his chest to make sure the ball doesn't spill out as he fell onto the ball just there. Greece 0, Scotland 1. As he just stood there for a moment, Gordon, and then just dived on it to the last moment and someone come to close him down. Porteous gets the ball forward. Hurst is trying to chase after, but he's in off that position and leaves it for Greece to have possession back with. Karaiskakis to Mavropanos. Mavropanos gets the ball forward. Can Scotland keep possession? Is Gilmore who puts it away out of play. There's going to be a substitution here. Johnston coming on. Max Johnston is coming on here for Scotland to replace Billy Gilmore, it seems here, which will be about a minute left, and they'll probably add an extra 30 seconds on to this. So probably go to 5 minutes and 30, I would say, potentially, if they do add an extra 30 seconds on for this substitution. Which Johnson is on for Gilmore, as Scotland will make, probably that's their last change up they're going to make tonight, and Scotland may be going to the next game with a 1-goal lead going into it. Greece 0, Scotland 1. Here's the scoreline thus far. Can Scotland hold on? They are doing so at the moment as Johnston wins his side of throwing. Does well here, Johnston. Fantastic play by the man. Max Johnston, he's forward. Who's done well tonight. into the 6th minute of stoppage time now. I did see we potentially had a bit more on because of the substitute of Johnston, and that one maybe they're doing. Gisales, the Lakis gets it into Simicas. Referee looks at his watch. They will play on, maybe goes to 5.5 minutes before we blow. So if that is the case, we'll have around about 5 seconds left. Or this last attack for Greece. Pelkas is there, does well. Pulls the ball back to Simicas. Simicas goes down. Free kick for Greece. Porteous gives away the free kick there. Silly decision on the foul on Simicas there, because you've got to say he won the ball well and he could have just gone round him and cleared it into touch. But this will be the last chance saloon now into the 7th minute of stoppage time. Could be a huge moment, not just tonight, but in the tie, because if we score now, they will have advantage going into Sunday's second leg. George Hurst watching on, and Simicas delivers Robertson. Shot comes Sergio penalty over the top by Funtas there in the end. And Scotland, and that's it, it's all over. The first half goal from Scott McTominay from the penalty spot is the difference between the two sides. And in the home of Olympiacos, the Karaiskakis Stadium, and Scotland win the first leg against Greece by 1-0. And last time they won against Greece was 1-0 as well. So Greece have fell to 2 back-to-back 1-0 defeats against Scotland. Last time they won was back in 1995, Hampden Park, 16th of August. Ali McCoy was the winner on that occasion. Tonight, the winner for Scotland comes from Scott McTominay's penalty on 33 minutes. But at half time in the leg, full time in the first leg, is full time, half time in the tie, full time in the first leg. I can tell you it is finished. Greece 0, Scotland 1 is the score at the end of this game. Rather than let's bring you the final closing stages of the scores from the matches tonight. In the playoffs A/B league, it finished Turkey 3, Hungary 1, Austria 1, Serbia 1. As we've heard, Greece 0, Scotland 1, Ukraine 3, Belgium 1. In BC playoffs, it is finished in those: Armenia 0, Georgia 3, Bulgaria 1, Republic of Ireland 2, Kosovo 2, Iceland 1, Slovakia 0, Slovenia 0, latest score still playing there. Croatia 2, France 0, Denmark 1, Portugal 0, Italy 1, Germany 2, they're still playing there I believe, in our feature match over on TC Hub 2, yes, on the main TC Hub channel should I say, that's still being played right now. Netherlands 2, Spain 2 is the scoreline in the end, just there tonight as well. Still being played on the TC Hub channel right now. We'll stay with you until that result comes in. But they are still playing in that match on the main channel on TC Hub this evening. But not anymore. The full-time whistle has just gone. Italy 1, Germany 2 there. Germany come from behind to get the victory tonight against Italy. So that's all we've got time for here on the Commentary Hub 2. Thank you for listening to our coverage tonight. We'll be back on the same channels on Sunday afternoon at the earlier time of 4:55 for the second leg between Greece against Scotland. And myself, Wes Vernon, and all the team here is goodbye for now.